Good afternoon. I'm Janet, pastel painting and drawing this afternoon. Today, let's see, we got lesson 1. Last week, a bit of introduction, what pastels that we're going to be using, the dry ones opposed to the oily ones at the moment. We may try a project with the oily ones later on. Also, we talked about paper. And taking care of your drawings, because pastel, once you bump into it or something like that, you pretty much take off with half the painting. And with those, I like to put tracing paper over them whenever I get done. Tracing paper, very slick so that it doesn't disturb the drawing. Also, you can use newsprint or newspaper to put them in until you get them framed. Your projects now, probably you can store them in, they were good stored in glassine paper, tracing paper. And let's see, what else? And then today we're going to talk about line drawing, turning the chalk on its side and drawing with the side of the chalk. You can cover a lot of territory with the chalk on the side. And here, up here, hopefully you can see it. This one I did a lot of blending, and I used this tool here, mostly my finger. You're better off using a blender of some sort, cotton, let's see, a chamois. Some people use chamois. Also stumps, because some of these pastels have carcinogens in them. The cadmiums, cadmium orange, cadmium yellow, let's see, what other cadmiums are there? Red, orange, and there's possibly some other cadmiums. But if you do use your fingers, wash your hands really well. I do that periodically during the drawing, especially switching colors. And the stump works pretty good for a marking tool. Taking say you need a fine line and you don't have any pastel pencils. I have pastel pencils here. You can simply take the stump, rub it on the side of the chalk, and then draw with the stump. And I think I mentioned that last time. I'm not too sure. Let's see, with the chalks, I have mostly Rembrandts in here. And then a couple of Grumbacher, which is a very old set that I had. And up here, a mixture of Grumbacher and Rembrandt. Up here, blending them out, and then I used line work over here up on top of some of the blended areas. Cross hatching, mostly straight lines. Down here, I put the chalk on the side and built up the area with color. Browns, pinks, and I stay pretty warm. Don't feel very successful over here with the design. Here I tried to draw I made an attempt at drawing my Christmas cactus. Very beautiful plant, especially in November and December when it has either pink flowers or if you have another one that has white flowers. And playing around with the line work, and the yellow is mostly built up of lines. And otherwise, with the yellow, taking your finger, taking a stump, blending it out, that works. I'm going to take this one down. And yesterday, the magnets, they break very easily. Yesterday I put together one, it was, let's see, we're working with very simple shapes, triangles, squares, building. Here, I took many left turns from circles and squares and triangles and filling up your composition. What we're going to do with our format, we're going to break it up so that we can add color to areas. Some areas we can use the blending tool with our finger or the stump. Other areas we're gonna build up with color. Breaking up the format. I'm gonna start out with 3 circles. 3 circles. And let's see, 3 circles. Let's say 2 squares. 2 square. This is going to be more of a rectangle. There's a square. And we'll do another one here. Okay. 2 squares. And then also, say 5 rectangles. I mean 5 triangles. Triangles. 5 triangles. There's 3. And 4, and we'll put 5. And then we can add a couple of wavy lines, 2 wavy lines. And this is just a suggestion to break up your format. A starting point. You don't have to put that many circles, and if you want a lot of circles, you want to make sure that they're bolder shapes so that you can fill them with color. Couple of circles. Where were we? Wavy lines. I'm going to do a wavy line through here, and a wavy line there, and maybe a couple of straight lines. Say 3 straight lines. Straight lines. Okay, 3 straight lines. 2, 3. That looks good. And this can be transcribed. I'm using a dry erase marker, of course, but on your paper, whenever you're drawing out the shapes, use either charcoal, vine charcoal, blend in with everything, or if you want the lines to really show up, felt tip markers. And felt tip markers you can draw over the top of them with pastels. But in a nicer drawing, you'll probably want to sketch it out with either a blue pastel or the dominant color of your work. And here I have different shapes, and next week I think I'll work on, we'll work on paper instead of on the board, because the chucks do not mark on the board very well. Anyhow, I've already decided on the shapes. Down here I have a nice little shape. I can also go in and if it's too tight, like in here, I just erase the part of the circle. So then I have a bolder shape. I want big shapes. I want a mixture of little shapes. And with the bigger shapes, your dominant color. I say in the beginning, start out with your favorite color. And then work from there. You can use, other thing, I forgot to tell you last week, a color wheel. Nice to have as reference. And we'll be looking at the color wheel a little bit more further down the line. But today, starting out with your favorite color. Mine's purple. And I don't have many purples in this set. And I noticed that a lot of the pastel sets that we pick up here and there, pretty much you have to mix your own purple, red and blue. Yeah, make your own purple. I like to have a really nice purple where I can either tint it or shade it. Tinting a color, I add white to it. And then shading it, I add a black to it, or if I want to make it more muddy, the opposite color. Down here, I have orange and blue mixed together in the back, down in this lower left-hand corner. I got like a muddy color, and it sits back, so that the rest of the color colors can come forward. Here I started with blue, and then I went into oranges, like the siennas, and then after that, the neighboring color of sienna or orange, yellow, and yellows, and then from there, the neighboring color of blue, green. So I have blue and orange, and then let's see, yellow and green. Try to get the yellow and the green to dominate it, but like I said, with simple shapes. And here I'm gonna see if I can get this up for you all. Here we go. We'll just put this one up here since we, okay, and another one, a few more magnets, and we'll break our space up. I'm gonna use a blue chalk so that you guys, this is just illustrative purposes so that you can see it. I'm gonna start triangle, and a big circle. Maybe put another circle over here. And I want another triangle here. Okay, squares. And let's see, over here, wavy lines. And let's see, right across here. Let's see, we'll put another straight line through here. Okay. Now I think that everybody can see that. We're going to scoot this over. And drag this over so that y'all can see it. And I didn't use that many circles. I only have 2 circles. Here I wrote 3. It's fine, however many circles you want to draw. It's just to break up the space. And hopefully I don't have the space broken up too evenly, because I can always go over this wavy line. From here, I probably want to spray it with a little bit of fixative. And then taking the blue that we had, probably I want to go a little lighter blue. And that's a bit dark. I'm gonna, let's see, here's a good space. I'm gonna fill this in. And I'm filling it in with line. And I can build these lines up into a mass. I'm going to build them up into a mass of lines. And then I can take my finger or a stump, just like this. Okay. See, I can still see those strokes, but if I turn my chalk on the side and mark with the side, we won't have those marks, those stroke marks. I'm going to take another one here that I have. It's a little bit lighter blue. I'm trying to get the paper off the side. That's why it's nice to start out. Hey, if there's broken ones, that's great, because then the more easier it is to lay on the side and draw with. See, I want to come over here. I'm taking the chalk on the side. I shouldn't have I shouldn't be able to see the stroke marks. I can a little bit. That's because I'm kind of rushing this, and there we go. And I can take in some white right over the top of it. And blend that white into the blue. Another thing with white, on the other side, I could put my white down first, then the color on top. And you notice how easily the color moves with the white underneath it. All this kind of experimenting you can do on your own. Each shape, filling it with a different approach. Here, that there, let's see, here, I can build up these lines with more squiggly lines. And I can fill in this triangle, hatching, 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 hatching. And come over here in this shape. Let's see, let's go with this shape here. Right now I have it's an earth color. It's close to orange. It's not quite orange, but it's the opposite color as blue. And I can, here, we'll grab a brighter orange and then we'll wrap it up for today. But with the brighter orange, I can come over here and put spots, building up the area with spots, and then go between those with, say, a yellow or a white, and give you a nice pretty color. And filling in, not going over the top of the other. There we go. And I can always go in and I can blend those two together if I want, or I can leave them side by side, building up the area with orange and yellow. I may want to put another color in. So to sum it all up, for this week, playing around with breaking up the format, breaking it down into shapes. And like I said over here, I took too many left turns and I wound up doing something totally different last night. As you can see, I have the blended areas. I have some areas that are built up with two different colors. I have the striations, pretty much hatching, but very long strokes for hatching. And we can continue next week with line work, and let's see, we're not going to do anything by Surratt because that's pointillism, and that'll probably drive the other people nuts in the house, sitting there with the chalk, building up a color. But we're gonna try on one of Van Gogh's paintings. His oil paintings, they transcribe to, let's see, with pastels very well. But anyway, I'll see you next week, and thank you much. Oh yes, youtube.com /CABQ seniors. And let's see, if you're already watching this, you know how to get here and tell your friends and family to join us. Lots of fun, and experiment and explore with your pastels. Newsprint, nice to cover your pastels. Also nice to draw on itself. Your pastel paper. Next week I'll share the paper that I use. And right now, something with a tooth. And let's see, next week, care for your drawings. I think I went over that. But practicing different techniques. But today, breaking up that space and playing with your favorite color and all of its neighbors and the colors across from the wheel from it. And thank you, Michael and Maria and Arsenio, for having me at Los Volcanes Senior Center. Until next week, I'll see you. Bye-bye.